the way Canadians, we've already seen, are ferocious about standing up for our interests, our sovereignty in a number of ways over the past while.
I'm a strong believer in retaliatory tariffs. You can't let someone hit you over the head with a sledgehammer without hitting him back twice as hard, in my opinion.
I just need everyone to brace for the reality that Canada is about to actually get hit with 25% tariffs. And while Justin Trudeau and the liberal misfits are in power, we are likely to be experiencing some form of a trade war with America, because what we're about to take a look at right now is Justin Trudeau sat down with Doug Ford, the Ontario Premier, and they both came to the idea that it really seems like it's in Canada's best interest to fight back with retaliatory tariffs. I can't believe this is the reality, but unfortunately it is. And this is actually the first time Justin Trudeau kind of breaks his silence on the matter. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? Starting things off with Justin Trudeau and what he has to say about the matter. And then we're going to take a look at what Ford has to say. So here we go. This is not good.
Some of you are new. Welcome to these conversations. We've talked about everything from climate to health to COVID to issues that matter deeply for Canadians. And this is certainly a moment to gather and reflect on challenges and opportunities in the relationship with the United States. It's great to see everyone here now. Thank you for coming together. This is important, obviously, for us to do the work to pull together, but it's also an important moment for Canadians to see us coming together to deal with the most important relationship. I'd like to highlight that we are also joined virtually by two of our colleagues, Danielle Smith and David Eby, who weren't able to be here in person, but it's important that everyone be here around the table, virtually or in person, to be able to make sure that every corner of the country is heard in its particular and deep relationship with the United States. I'm joined here around the table by Ministers Leblanc and Joly, who've been working very, very hard on the Canada-US file over the past many months, but also by our ambassador in Washington, Kirsten Hillman, who, as you all know, has been leading this relationship extremely ably on the ground in Washington. I also bring the regards of the National Indigenous Organizations. I sat down with the leadership of First Nations, Inuit and Métis earlier this morning to get their perspective, to talk about the need for all of us across this country to be standing up in the best interest of Canadians and looking to deepen and advance the most important relationship, international relationship we have with the United States. Avec une nouvelle administration américaine.
Oh, that was a mouthful for him. Oh my goodness. Already 2 minutes of talking and he hasn't even really said anything. He's just thanking people that he works with. Holy crap, I actually have to skip forward.
Opportunities for partnership, there's a number of different things. First of all, on borders, Dominic is going to present to you all the different elements of our massive border plan. It features three main issues. First of all, the joint fight against illegal drugs, particularly fentanyl. We have been working on this for a number of years, but there are a number of measures that we're going to be able to step up on and do more on. That's extremely important to the incoming administration. It actually is one of the key elements that they expressed most concern about. So that's the first part of the borders issue. Continued management of border security is really going to matter to people, and there are elements on that. And the third element on borders is ensuring the continued integrity of our immigration systems. That is something that is obviously a political pressure in the United States that we can demonstrate a strong response to, and Dominic will be getting into that.
What do you mean political pressure, dude? We've allowed literal ISIS members into Canada. There's videos of people that are beheading others overseas, and we're like, yeah, you're the right fit for Canada. Come on in. And then they commit acts of terror here and an insane amount of crime and then recruit people to join their terrorist organizations. And then Canada's like, yes, we don't see a problem with that. We're very diverse and progressive and inclusive, until they start bleeding into America. And then that's when Americans are like, hey, whoa, you need to fix that. And that's the only reason that we're actually fixing that, is because not because of the crime or the damage it's caused to Canada, or just the fact that it's wrong, but because it's bled into America, and America's saying, nope, we're not going to have that. That's not proper leadership. This entire party is unfit for duty. This is absurd. It's bananas.
But the other opportunities for partnership on energy and critical minerals, we all know in 2023, for example, the U.S. imported about $123 billion worth of energy into the U.S. It is an extraordinarily important relationship for them that powers their jobs, their industries, their homes. We need to continue that, and we can even do more on energy, as I know they want to. Critical minerals represent a key area of development as well, where we have the ingredients in the technological transformation of our economies that the Americans need. If they don't get them from Canada, they'll get them from China. And if they can't get them from Canada or China, they don't get them from anywhere. And that is going to be a real issue for them. So there's lots of opportunities for us to deepen that. We also are going to be talking about the joint defense of our continent, which obviously leans in heavily on Arctic sovereignty, where we have specific responsibilities and made significant investments. There's also lots of procurement opportunities with Americans as we increase the ability to protect Canadians in a more complex and unstable world. Obviously, that's something that we have made significant investments in, close to tripling our defense spending between 2015 and 2030, but there's always more to do.
Okay, no, we haven't tripled our defense spending. He's pledged to increase defense budget spending to the 2% minimum NATO contribution. The minimum. It's an entry fee. It's not something to work up to. You show up to an establishment that has a $10 cover charge. It's not, well, I'm going to pay you $2 now, and every time I come, I'm going to increase the fee to finally hit $10. That's not how that works. It's 2% right out the gate to be a part of NATO. And this dumbass is saying, well, even though we're not close to hitting it now, by the year 2032, we're actually going to be a lot closer. We may even hit it. That's not proper. And if anything were to happen to Canada, we do border Russia, so there's that to consider. But if anything were to happen to Canada, we may not even have the protection of the United States, because we're not paying our bills, and we don't even have the ability to defend ourselves. We have an army, that's for certain. It's an army of tax agents that work for Canada Revenue Agency. A lot of them are foreign workers. But hey, who am I to judge?
Bottom line on opportunities is strengthening the strongest trade relationship in the world and creating jobs on both sides of the border. That's what this is all about. So that's what we'll spend our morning on. This afternoon, we're going to dig into the response to possible tariffs. We will have already been and will continue to be united in standing up for all Canadians, standing up for the national interest. And a big part of that is actually defending and promoting the most successful economic relationship the world has ever seen, in the face of shifting geopolitical pressures and realities. We are the best friend to Canada, and we can do lots of things together, and we need to make sure that doing those things together is as easy and as beneficial on both sides of the border as it possibly can be.
What is he talking about? We're the best friend to Canada? Did he mean to say America? Canada is the best friend to America? This guy has pledged to resign. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He can't put a sentence together without looking at his notes. He's not fit to do this press conference. This is what really pisses me off right now, is this guy has no business addressing the country right now. This entire party has no business.
So that's what we'll talk about this afternoon. Finally, let me just say that this First Ministers' meeting on Canada-U.S. relations is important because every different region of the country has a deep relationship with our single biggest trading partner, and making sure that the interests and the concerns of all Canadians are fed into our national response, our national perspective, and the way Canadians, we've already seen, are ferocious about standing up for our interests, our sovereignty in a number of ways over the past while. They'll be looking to us to make sure that together we are demonstrating that Canada is looking for that win-win, looking for that continued and deepened great relationship with the United States that will be beneficial to all of us. On se rassemble ici parce que c'est
We are gathered here today.
I gotta say, he's been talking for just about 8 minutes. And the takeaway is that Justin Trudeau is unfit to be leading Canada right now. He's unfit to be representing Canada to any capacity, and he's unfit to remain in office. There shouldn't have been prorogation. There should have been an election. And now we're going to take a look at the scary part, which is Doug Ford saying that, hey, you know what? We should be hitting America back twice as hard. This isn't how you work with your best friends and your neighbors. You don't get into a trade war. You talk about what the underlying root causes of the initial threat that took place. I can't believe that these people are quite literally going to make our lives increasingly more miserable than it may already be.
Premiers, I always say this is the greatest group of premiers I've ever seen, from right across the country, from coast to coast to coast, but all different political stripes. And I also want to acknowledge the ambassador and the great ministers. And I know Minister LeBlanc had an opportunity to come by yesterday. We had a great discussion on border security. I look forward to seeing it being well, it was a phenomenal plan. Now we have to implement that phenomenal plan and have our minister, or your minister, I should say, get out there and explain that to the people. Prime Minister, you also mentioned about NATO meeting our 2%. I have to give a shout out to Premier Wab Canoe. He's leading the charge on that. There you are, Wab. Absolute champion when it comes to that. So thank you for your leadership on that file. We also need to learn more about where the government's retaliatory tariffs. I'm a strong believer in retaliatory tariffs. You can't let someone hit you over the head with a sledgehammer without hitting them back twice as hard, in my opinion. We're also eager to learn more about other considerations that we can hit back beyond the tariff.
Hold on a second. He wants to hit them back twice as hard. He just said that this is like being hit in the head with a sledgehammer, and he wants to hit them back twice as hard. That's the only way to deal with somebody who's hitting you in the head with a sledgehammer. This isn't okay. These people, Doug Ford, should not be part of this negotiation. Doug Ford should not have a say in this. That's insane. That's absurd. The only politician in Canada that has actually tried to come to a solution is Danielle Smith. She's flown to Mar-a-Lago. She's met with Trump. She's met with Kevin O'Leary. She's met with Jordan Peterson. She's brushed shoulders with a bunch of other people that we may or may not even know about. That's the only person that's actually trying to save deals with America, while these people are trying to sink the ship before they exit. They're trying to fucking ruin our lives by adding retaliatory tariffs to America. You think Trump is just going to be like, oh, okay, well, I threaten them, they threaten me, I guess we'll call it a day. No, it's going to continue. He's going to strike back with something even worse. It's going to harm us even more. This is an absurd way to react with America. There isn't a single person in Canada with common sense that's going, you know what? I agree with this. We should absolutely be threatening America. No, this is so stupid. So stupid.
And lastly, we need to hear from the federal government about how quickly and effectively the support comes to workers and businesses through the tariffs that we receive. It's absolutely critical we get it out to the people as quickly as possible. Over the past several months, I know all my colleagues and our federal government have been reaching out to the people in their jurisdictions, reaching out to union members, reaching out to businesses, but reaching out to our counterparts in the U.S. And I can tell you, and I'll just speak for myself, not for the Federation, but every U.S. elected official I speak to, governor, Congress person, or senators, I'm not hearing that they support going after Canada. What I hear is they have an issue with China, not Canada. And we just have to continue reaching out to our counterparts and friends and business people down in the U.S. because it's not productive at all. And I'm just so proud of everyone stepping up to be part of Team Canada. Part of being Team Canada means recognizing and respecting each other's provinces and territories. I know everyone has different areas that they're very concerned about. We have to respect their concerns, but nothing is more important than the country. Country comes first over the jurisdictions, and this is my opinion. It also means, working together, going out there and working as a team, Team Canada, but it also means using every tool in our toolbox. We need to enter these negotiations from a position of strength with as much leverage as possible. I've been in business for years, like a lot of people around this table. I've been in politics for years. You don't go into a meeting or negotiation showing the opposition what sort of cards you have in your hand. It doesn't work that way. And rest assured, if we use...
He's already shown all his cards, and he doesn't believe anything he's saying. He doesn't believe it. Look at him. Look at him looking down. And even Justin Trudeau did the same thing. These people are reading the script. I don't know who is controlling this, but I do not like it. I don't appreciate it. I think that this shows massive sign of weakness. Canada right now is heading down a massive hole that I don't know if this is going to be easy for us to navigate out of. I really don't. And I'm kind of afraid for the future of Canada under the very short amount of time that these people have left to be in power. Doug Ford won't ever get reelected if this is his actual stance. Look, Canadians, yeah, we're patriotic, sure. Maybe not as much as America, and there's certainly not as much of us or as many of us. We certainly don't have as much money and economic power that America may have, but we are still extremely patriotic, and most people want Canada to keep its sovereignty. I agree with that. Phenomenal. Let's not be bought out by America, right? Let's not even entertain that anymore. Let's just focus on growing our economy. This isn't good. We're subsidized at the tune of $200 billion a year from America. They're our neighbors. They protect us. We can't even shoot down Chinese spy balloons on our own. We require America. We can't even guard the Arctic on our own. We require America. We can't do anything really on our own except go for oil and gas. That's pretty much all we can do. Our energy sector is pretty wonderful. But other than that, we're heading down a very deep, dark hole if these people keep running the show here. This is extremely terrifying. I mean, let's continue what he's saying. There's only like a minute left, but oh my goodness, I'm terrified.
Use every tool. Canada has a lot of leverage, as you were saying, Prime Minister. And again, we'll be dealing through strength, not weakness. Moving forward, premiers need the regular meeting of engagement, either with yourself, Prime Minister, or one of your ministers. They both are doing a great job. And the ambassador, again, I want to thank you for communicating, being down in Washington, reaching out to counterparts and just making sure the U.S. understands our message. We are not the enemy. We're your closest ally, we're your closest friend. As I've always said, the AMCAN fortress, we work together, we can be the strongest, richest, wealthiest, safest countries in the world if we stick together and we work together.
We are not your enemy, but if you threaten us, we're going to try and beat the crap out of you. And then we're going to force the world to realize that should be even stakes and that no other action should be taken, or else we're going to scream like big victims. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't think the answer at all is we should be fighting with retaliatory tariffs. We should be trying to fix Canada, secure our borders, reduce drug and crime and all that stuff, right? The weapons, the fentanyl, all the things that Trump said, the reasons why we have the tariff threats on is because of X, Y, and Z. Those are all things that we should be trying to fix anyways, because it's our fucking country, not because America is saying so, but we should be doing it because it's us. Why would we want that to exist here anyways? It's horrible. And so the entire approach here, it stinks. I don't like it. And I think that this is a massive mistake. This is a massive mistake to pro-government. It's a massive mistake for Trudeau to resign. He shouldn't have done any of those. There should have been an election. There should have been a vote of non-confidence, because now they could, in theory, this is what's scary, folks. For those that are sticking around to the very end here, I'm going to leave you with this. They could, in theory, keep postponing things, and they could just run with supply that they have. And I'll make a video about this later. They could run with the current supply that they have, which would not allow for another opposition day, which would mean no votes of non-confidence all the way till October 2025. There is actually a way for them to postpone an election all the way till the scheduled federal election in October. So I will be making a video about that later, maybe today, maybe this week, but stay tuned. I'd love to know your thoughts down below about this video, about what Ford said, about what Justin Trudeau said. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel. See you guys in another one. Bye for now.